Welcome back to another episode of Fail or Fire, the series where we tell you what we think is a fail, fire, or just plain mid. I am your rippaverse-tastic host, Thundarius, and I'm joined by my absolutely amazing co-hosts.
I'm just bringing the smiley faces, Shades.
And I love veracity. I'm Dylan.
And we are Cyber Skull Media. Today we are covering one of Thundy's favorite bands and independent comic book company owners, BackWordz, the band, who is headed up by none other than Eric July, Young Rippa 59, who owns Rippaverse Comics. And I have been waiting every episode of this series, 80 some episodes, to cover BackWordz, hoping they would drop something new after we started the series so that we could get to it. And finally, we are getting to it. I am so hyped today. I am so hyped. I gotta show off my ISOM signed and graded 9.8. I have gotten every single Rippaverse comic to date. I can't wait for Horseman and Bloodruth to come out. I've gotten everyone's CGCs that I could because I am in love with this comic book company. Rippaverse Comics got me back into comics, and I am here for every single drop, whether it's Chuck Dixon, whether it's written by Eric, by the Saska sisters, or somebody else. I am on board. So I'll stop gushing. Get
on with it. Yes, get on with it.
We could get to the song. These guys are a metal band from Texas. So we got some Texas boys up in here today, and I am absolutely thrilled to cover BackWordz SELLection. We might be getting a little bit political today, but probably not in a way you might think. Eric July doesn't align with your typical political spectrum. We'll just put it that way. You boys have any thoughts before we hop into this? I wonder if Shades will like it or not.
Thundy, how will we pay for the roads without taxes? Just kidding.
Taxation is theft.
I do believe that, so yes.
Why you booing me? I'm right.
That was a joke. Eric July, when you watch this, I'm just playing. I also am a big fan. Been following you for a long time, before Twitter became X even, so.
Yeah, I think I've listened to like maybe 3 songs, maybe. So I have an idea at least.
Statheist, Statism, Pop It Off. There's a few of my typical rotation that Shades hears when he's riding with me in the truck. But it's time to go check this out because White Pilled was awesome, and I was thinking about covering it, but we never got to it. So today we are checking out BackWordz SELLection. Our boy Eric July. Apparently this was filmed in the Rippaverse warehouse. So let's get going. This is going to be the longest intro on a video to date. Here we go.
Here we are again. How are my lyrics still relevant? The pain and suffering, you are as dumb as you've ever been.
And we only got 30 seconds in, and this is already past the head banging vibe check. Let's fucking go. Man, this is already fire straight out the gate. We'll see how it goes, but it's already Thundy's take. I'm sorry. That's all I needed was 30 seconds.
Disgusting.
You boys think with the initial 30 seconds?
So far, so good.
Play.
Push play. Welcome back to another episode of Blue Balls with Thundy. All right, let's get back in here.
Almost to the day. You think that I was some clairvoyant. Truly, it is an annoyance. Say it till I'm blue in the face. But you treat my words like they're poison. It's your own life you're destroying. Talking to thick walls and skulls. Marching to your own life. Another year of this. You made your bed, now lie in it.
Let's fucking go, man. Eric's singing out here. He could do more
Yeah.
than scream.
Yeah, a lot more. I wasn't expecting that. We're pretty familiar with him. Usually he's got more of a harsh vocal and a rap vocal. Dude can sing. I don't know if he's been working on that, keeping that in his back pocket or what, but that was pretty cool to hear.
I'm liking that it's not as harsh as I was kind of expecting it to go into.
Yeah, same.
There's still time to tell, but so far so good.
How ironic that in the middle of this, I got a text message to vote for Lennon Bacam.
I believe it's still Alex James on vocals alongside him, usually rounding out the clean vocals on all of the BackWordz songs, or most of them anyway. And this is just your classic BackWordz sound, man. It's so fucking good. So let's see what they had to say. Here we are again. How are my lyrics still relevant? The pain and suffering, you are as dumb as you've ever been. 4 years almost to the day. You'd think that I was some clairvoyant. Truly, it is an annoyance. Say it till I'm blue in the face. But you treat my words like they're poison. It's your own life you're destroying. Talking to thick walls and skulls, marching to your own new low. Another year of this, the same old song, same old wrongs. You ask for it, back for it. You have learned absolutely nothing. You made your bed, now lie in it. Now, without Thundy going on some super political rants, since we don't really talk politics on this channel, I mean, he's not wrong. 4 years ago to the day. Well, it's almost well, when this is posted, it will be ironically on election day. So the timing of that is it couldn't be better to cover BackWordz, especially knowing how Eric July may or not vote. He's always talking about stuff. I found him from political stuff before I found him for the comic book stuff. And a lot of the stuff he says definitely comes true or isn't incorrect. He's like, I'm going to keep saying it till I'm blue in the face. Y'all aren't listening, talking to thick walls and skulls, because that's, what you're talking to most of the time. If you could be swayed by a political ad, I'm all for people having to take a test to vote. We'll just put it that way.
Probably would cut down on a lot of things.
You don't even know what you're voting for. Why are you even voting? Other than, hey, this person had a celebrity on that I know. Another year of this, the same old song, same old wrongs. You ask for it, back for it. Yep, every 4 years. This is the most important election of our lifetime. Same story every 4 years. And every 4 years, people are falling for that shit.
He's out of line, but he's right.
Absolutely nothing. You made your bed, now lie in it. A bunch of clowns, letting it shine. Second conference and lines on the side. It's just for momentary life. Troll thirst, how you take it out on me. That'll change little to nothing. Hey, what I say, but you can't say I'm bluffing. It's like you want a perpetual suffering. Taste may be changed, but the anti-rapping is looking very familiar, don't it? Time to really love that. Talking to thick walls and skulls. Walls and skulls. Marching to your own love. Another year of this. Same old song. Same old wrongs. You ask for it, back for it. You have learned absolutely nothing. You made your bed, now lie in it.
Fucking love Eric July's screams, man. I love it so much. But you know who's not a big fan of screaming is Shades. So what did Shades think of Eric July's? I hit my microphone so hard my hair got stuck in it. What'd you think, Shades?
I mean, it got a little growly. Not terrible. It's still on the good side.
Dylan, I know you're well versed in his music. What do you think of Eric July's screams?
Oh, I like it. I like the fact that he's not technical. He's just out there putting his passion into it. There's a lot of different ways people can approach a harsh vocal, and there's a whole new school of performers that get really technical and train themselves to do these things, and he's just out there just performing with his heart and soul.
So good. It's so good. It just sounds like Eric cranked up to 11. So our next verse goes, a bunch of clowns, idiots, sheep, seeking comforting lies and deceit, and just for momentary relief. Truth hurts, so you take it out on me. That'll change little to nothing. Hate what I say, but you can't say I'm bluffing. It's like you want a perpetual suffering. Teams may be changed, but the ante they're upping, it's looking very familiar, don't it? Seem to really love that. Talking to thick walls and skulls and marching to your own new low. Now, I like how when they went into talking to thick walls and skulls, it really dropped in a little bit differently. Fucking rocked, man.
Yeah, vocally, he did they layered his singing vocal and his harsh vocal. It's a pretty nice touch.
And that's it. He sums it up pretty well every election cycle. It's just comforting lies is what you're seeking in deceit just for momentary relief. And then you take it out on people who call that shit out, because what happens? These politicians run, and we're going to do all this stuff for you. And then they get elected, and little to none of that happens. And then they use it to run a second term. And then they don't have to worry about doing it because they can't come back. So why would they need to fulfill their campaign promises? Said, it's like you want a perpetual suffering. The teams may be changed, but the ante they're upping. Every cycle, it's the same bullshit. Why don't people recognize it? I don't fucking know.
No, he's got a point.
If I get one more damn flyer in our damn mailbox, I'm gonna freak out.
Absolutely nothing. You made your bed, now lie in it. A predictable, gullible mess. A predictable, gullible mess. A predictable, gullible mess. A predictable, gullible mess. A gullible mess. A gullible mess. Emotions you cannot contain. Relations below your stripes. Your protesting is nothing but a love. Because in the end you just follow. Silly, tripping, who are you kidding? All of them talking their neck like you different. Do it too slow like a sucker and you listen. As long as that crackhead is your politician, you are not the resistance.
Fuck yeah.
Revolutionary positions. We're stuck inside. You made your bed, now lie in it. Another year of this. Same old song, same old wrongs. You ask for it, back for it. You have learned absolutely nothing. You made your bed, now lie in it. Wanna see this in work?
Oh man. When that dropped in, I fucking lost my shit. I almost lost an earbud too.
In my head, I was thinking about that dog shit drowning pool song that we listened to about a revolution where there was nothing to revolt against, and then how this actually has substance behind it. So that's where my head was at.
Yeah, I'm just digging it, jamming out, actually enjoying it.
We all know Shades is a stickler for screaming music. There's only been what, 2 or 3 things in 80 some episodes that he actually gave a fire.
I was going to say, I thought 2.
I think there's 2.
A predictable, gullible mess. A predictable, gullible mess. A predictable, gullible mess. A predictable, gullible mess. Oh, you mean every 4 years is just a predictable, gullible mess? Emotions you cannot contain. Elites just pull on your strings, and that's just strange. Your protesting is nothing but hollow, because in the end, you'll just follow. Silly tripping, who are y'all kidding? All of that you talking and act like you different. Do what you told like a sucker and you listen, as long as the crackhead is your politician. You are not the resistance, the most generic positions. Here we are again, no end in sight. We're stuck inside. You made your bed, now lie in it. And like Dylan was saying, Drowning Pool song, I was vibing with it. But then when you go back and you hear someone like this, that Drowning Pool song was quite generic in its positioning. And this one, whether it's not specifically calling out a specific person, it's basically calling out the whole entire system and being somewhat selective about it in what he's attacking, and the people who uphold and fully support that system without questioning it. People vote based on their emotions they can't contain. The elites are pulling on their strings. Their protesting is hollow because in the end, they just follow what they're told. Too many damn crackheads that are politicians. And of all the stuff, I watch tons of Eric July's content, live streams. He's always calling people crackheads. We got a few of those around here in Iowa.
A few.
Yeah.
I also like how throughout the video, he's tugging on his chains and trying to get free.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. You made your bed, now lie in it. Wanna see this in work? Right after the brother got nothing of the whole entire scene. Got some BLM merch. Everything about you is manufactured. And if it feels like I'm talking to you, just assume I am and do whatever you want to. And if you want to make this thing an issue, hit me up and we can shoot and find the real to get into.
All right. Well,
Okay. That's an ending for you.
want to see this in work right after that brother wrongfully got murked, and now the whole entire scene got some BLM merch. Everything about you is manufactured. And if it feels like I'm talking to you, just assume I am and do with it whatever you want to. And if you want to make this thing an issue, hit me up. We can surely find the real to get into. And that is something about Eric July that I absolutely love, is he's not afraid to say exactly what he thinks and what he believes, whether I agree with a lot of it or whether there's things I don't. You know, you can't agree with someone normally 100% on everything. He always invites people on to talk. He used to, for quite a while before all the comic book stuff, would bring people on and talk to them if they had a problem, and they would try to actually have a debate. But then he stopped doing it because he realized there wasn't a point. People were just overly emotional and couldn't hold a conversation about it. I mean, he had a whole series called Monetize Your Haters, where he'd have people on and try to get to the bottom of things, and never usually could. It just ended with them getting upset, hurling insults, things like that, because these people are over emotional. Everything that they believe is manufactured. Well, just before we get into our review, I have one question for you, Eric. Where's the Rippaverse hat that I want? You know what I'm talking about. You know how many times I've super chatted and member messages asking about it? He's got one just like this, but it's got yellow linings and everything. It's fucking sweet. Every time you drop new merch, I'm like, where's the hat, Eric? Where's the hat? Hook a brother up, okay? Hook a brother up. I bought all the ISOM comics, all the Rippaverse comics. Just send me the hat, man. Just send me the hat. Please send me the hat. Have me on your show. It'd be a blast. Let's go ahead and see what Shades has to think. What do you think, Shades? We'll start with you, since you're the stickler for heavy music on this show.
I gotta say, it was actually pretty impressive. You know, there was a little bit of growling in it, some Mike Eater stuff, but it wasn't overpowering to where I couldn't understand everything. I mean, even with the lyrics, I didn't need him if I didn't want him, but it was pretty good stuff. Definitely got me bobbing my head and jamming out. I enjoyed all of the music. It was pretty dope all around. And then the message, it wasn't specific by any means, any way, but you can take it any way you want. So I kind of enjoyed that it wasn't directly political. That was pretty good thing. I feel that it was mid.
You're fucking fired. Get out of here.
Oh, let him speak.
Midway through that, I decided that it was pretty fucking fired.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
We got another one. We're gonna have to do a playlist that's just heavy music that Shades has given a fire. Fuck yeah. All right, Dylan, what else do you have to say? What say you, sir, about our boy Eric?
So this, as a BackWordz track, this one, it's unique. So at times it's their heaviest, and at times it's also their most, I hate to say like accessible, but It definitely has some mainstream vibes. Other than content, it could get played on radio. Like I said, his screams are heavier than they've been. The choruses are smoother than they've been. It's a really cool mix from them. The song itself is fire, and we're trying to skirt away from politics, and this is actually the perfect song because it's anti-political. The political climate that we have here, the two-party system, people are so loyal to a letter, whether that be the D or the R, and this is the antithesis of that. So I like where he comes from. I like the song. I like the background. Everything was solid. It's a fire song.
Singing was great. His growling was great. He even briefly hit some high notes, and I don't know how often he's actually done that in a lot of their music. So that was really interesting to hear. Eric can do it all, man.
Yes, he can.
I am definitely fanboying out over here, and that's absolutely a factor here. But I'm giving it a fucking fire because musically it was fantastic. Lyrically, I agreed with fucking everything. Unsubscribe if you want to. I don't care. I love Eric July. I love the things he says. I love the videos he makes. I love the comics he makes, the music he makes. This could be one of my top 5 favorite BackWordz tracks now because this hit hard, dude. I loved it. And the breakdown, man, I might have to call the chiropractor tomorrow, man, because I was head banging out and I would have done more. Man, I'm just over here fanboying. I'm sorry. Eric, I love your fucking shit, man. I love it. I'd love to come on sometime. And shout out Dan Vask. We're going to get to you. We're going to get to you yet. Whether that's Christmas or the next time you drop something new that's not related to the whole G&G squad or the Nerdrotic squad. Can't wait. I can't wait to get more BackWordz music. Eric is a fan of the independent creator because that is what he is. Started his own comic book company with his own money, brought on people like Chuck Dixon and the Saska sisters and a bunch of other people, Gabe El Tayyib, a bunch of cool people from the industry to make kick-ass comics without any political messaging, no matter what he believes. He's like, I'm not using this as a political vehicle. I just want to make good damn stories. And you can be as judgmental as you want about what they've brought out. They're a brand new company, but he also wants to own the whole entire means of production. So nobody can tell him what he can or can't do. And that's always reflected within his music too. So shout out BackWordz, shout out Eric July and the rest of the band. Can't wait to see more of this. Whether we get 20 views or 20,000, I plan on covering every BackWordz video that drops. And I'm here for all of it. Whether we lost subs over this or not, I don't care because I love this shit and I rock with this shit. So you boys got anything else to say before we wrap this bitch up with a bow and send it on home?
I do not.
Let us know in the comments whether you thought this was a fail, fire, or just plain mid. Check out the rest of our Fail or Fire series. We have covered over 80 episodes of mostly music content, few movie trailers in there, and then we just dropped them for all the music. So we got a lot of cool stuff in there spanning various genres, mostly of independent and small label artists with a few heavy hitters in there. Like and subscribe if you had a good time today or you vibe with this message or song whatsoever, because we are Cyber School Media. This was Fail or Fire, and we will keep bringing you the motherfucking heat. We'll see you guys tomorrow with another heavy hitter. See you later.
Later.